Alright, we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time on the GSMC Sports Network. So make sure you like and subscribe so you guys can check out the show. We talk about all the action in terms of professional wrestling, inside and outside of the ring, backstage curtain calls, rumors, dramas, and injury updates. Contract negotiations as well, extensions of superstars. Also promos from WWE to AEW to Stardom. To New Japan Professional Wrestling. If it makes major news headlines in the world of professional wrestling, we talk about it here on this show, 1,010%. So make sure you guys, like and subscribe so you guys can get some notifications whenever we have a new show. All right, so we talked about some WWE SmackDown, first ever 3-hour episode of SmackDown. I thought overall it was, it was pretty cool. It's pretty badass. And now we're going to talk about Ring of Honor and TNA Impact. I guess we'll start with some TNA. Watch the highlights. I kind of like it how on YouTube you can find you find that shortened show. Well, not shortened, but it plays for I think 5 seconds. No. It plays clean for 5 seconds and then, it skips and then it, 5 more seconds and then it skips. It's not bad, but I definitely, TNA Plus would be pretty awesome to, subscribe. Should be pretty badass. So first and foremost, we had the number one contender for the TNA World Championship, Joe Hendry, kick off the new year, obviously, talking about dethroning Nick Nemeth at Genesis, marking the Joe Hendry era. And if that happens, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty awesome right now. Nick Nemeth is, he's a good champion. He's a good champion. Obviously, before that, you had Moose. And, before that, on and on and on. It was, I like these superstars a lot. Like I said, I love TNA. I love how some people could overlook a show like TNA just to be like, oh, it's kind of like the minor leagues compared to WWE. But I don't see that whatsoever. If you watch, TNA Impact, or if you check out highlights, these superstars are amazing. Literally, everything they do inside the ring, you can get. If from a WWE superstar, it's not a WWE superstar or a TNA wrestler. It's, they're wrestling stars, and, inside the ring, they have a lot of talent on TNA. I definitely, you have not seen the, NXT superstars lately on TNA, but I hope at the beginning of the new year, maybe they start bringing that back. I definitely liked how that was going on. I, for one, was, begging. I was praying every night before I went to sleep. I was like, oh my God, if they do this Survivor Series, a 5-on-5, 5 of TNA's top stars against 5 of NXT's top stars, that would be awesome. That would be, oh my God. Who would be on Team WWE NXT? Definitely Oba. Definitely Trick. Ethan? No, I don't know, because Ethan Page, he did spend some time in TNA. Man, that'd be... And then TNA obviously would probably be like Moose, Nick Nemeth, Joe Hendry right off the bat, Josh Alexander. And, let's put in a vet. We'll put Frankie Kazarian in there. That'd be pretty badass team. But overall, it was good. It was, nice little setup for Joe Hendry, to, eventually, dethrone Nick Nemeth. I definitely think it's going to happen. If it doesn't, they've been teasing the TNA audience and the wrestling universe for so damn long, so at this point it needs to happen. Then you saw Ryan Nemeth came out. Ryan Nemeth, kind of like an in-your-face, cocky, spoiled little brat. He plays it well. He does play it pretty well. But there are some times when I was looking at the screen, I was like, oh my God, I kind of want to punch this guy too. I'm just kidding. No, he's cool. He's cool, guys. Definitely have to get him on the show one of these days. That'd be pretty cool. But, Ryan Nemeth, definitely, I saw him on AEW, but, a lot of people thought he wasn't treated well in AEW. I've seen him inside the ring. Nothing, it has nothing to do with his in-ring capabilities. I just think at that point in time when he was with All Elite Wrestling, I think they kind of had I don't know if this is going to make sense, but the same kind of superstars, so to speak, I guess. In terms of bookings and, storylines, it'd be like, oh, that guy, kind of like I don't know. He didn't fit in TNA. He fits like he fits like a dream. He's with his brother. He's kicking ass, and Ryan Emmett defeated Rhino. Obviously, the vet come out, and he wanted to go for the early gore, but of course, Ryan escapes outside, shoves him in the face, steel ring post to gain control, and then bam. Ryan Emmett defeats Rhino by disqualification. Next, we saw Gia Miller introduces Jordynne Grace after she was blindsided by Tessa Blanchard at Final Resolution. Jordynne Grace promises that if Tessa wants to show up tonight, she'll be waiting to give her a warm welcome she deserves. The Hardy Boys accept an awesome challenge by the Rascals. We're going to get them facing each other for the first time ever, which is pretty cool because you kind of get like the young Hardy Boys in the Rascals, and then going up against the actual Hardy Boys. So it should be pretty badass. We saw Ace Austin defeat Kushida. Kushida, good match. Nothing to be kind of hang your head low. Definitely love how since obviously the what happened to Chris Bay. Still hopefully he's praying for I'm praying for a speedy recovery for him to come back to wrestling. Ace Austin, looking like he's, going to challenge for the X Division Championship against Moose. See, if it wasn't against Moose, because Moose is so damn dominant and so damn big and strong, I think I'd be excited for Ace because I'd be like, oh my God, he could definitely win. But, see, that's the problem with Moose being the X Division champion. I'm sorry. Nothing against Moose, but definitely would love to see Ace Austin defeat this guy. That would be, that'd be pretty badass. The X Division, like I said, no hate on Moose, but, it is what it is. Steve Macklin, Eric Young, and Jonathan Gresham brawl with the Systems, Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers, and JDC. Jordynne Grace still obviously was waiting for Tessa Blanchard the whole night. We saw director of Authority, Santino Marella, makes a big tag team match next week. Nick and Ryan Nemeth against Joe Hendry and Rhino. So then, that could definitely be pretty badass. Mike Santana talked about the altercation with Josh Alexander. During the four-way number one contenders match at Final Resolution. Santana definitely wants to be the standard of TNA wrestling, and of course Josh Alexander. I heard Josh Alexander on the mic. I've never really kind of respect how good he was on the mic until I saw it recently. But damn, there's a reason why he was the TNA standard. There's a reason why he held the belt for so damn long. And I gotta be honest, I would love to see him be a champion again. I definitely would love to see like him, maybe doing that WWE Royal Rumble, entry, which has been rumored in the wrestling world. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. If it does happen, that would be completely badass. That'd be pretty cool. Frankie Kazarian obviously offers to mentor Leon Slater. Kazarian wants him to basically, kind of be like him. I like Kazarian. Like I said, he adds a little bit of spice. I feel like he's like a younger version of Randy Orton. Cocky. Kind of his. I can't do no wrong. Kind of his head up his own ass kind of thing. But it should be pretty cool. Should be pretty awesome. We saw Jordynne Grace and the Knockouts World Tag Team Champions and Masa Slamovich defeat Tasha Steelz, Rosemary, and Ash and Heather by Elegance. I got to be honest. I thought they were going to, I thought they were going to definitely give Ash and, Heather, those TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships, which I'm glad they didn't. Because I do love Spitfire. Oh my God. Luna Threat. Oh my God. Those girls are completely and utterly amazing. All right, let's smooth on over to Ring of Honor real quick. We're kind of running out of time on this segment. We saw Red Velvet defeat Hanako to retain the Ring of Honor World Women's Championship. So good for her. Definitely, Red Velvet. Ever since she won the championship, she's been pretty good. She's been doing, obviously on the other side of the you see, Billy Starks as well, who's, I don't know. I want to see her do more. I want to see her, definitely kicking some ass. After the show, of course, you saw Layla Hirsch confront Red Velvet for cheating to defeat her last month at Final Battle. So maybe that could be a foreshadowing for another match. Heading toward the future. Leo Rush and Action Andretti defeated Rocky Romero and Homicide. Harley Cameron defeated Ashley Vox. Harley Cameron, I think, recently had a birthday. If I saw that on Instagram, I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. Shane Taylor Promotions, The Infantry, Lee Moriarty, and Shane Taylor with Trish Adora defeated the Iron Savages and the Dark Order with Jack Jamison and John Silver. We're going to run a World Television Champion Commander and QT Marshall wrestle to a time limit draw in a Proving Ground match. I definitely like the Proving Ground matches. I definitely think that WWE should, kind of do something like that. That'd be pretty badass. All right, guys, so don't go anywhere. We talked about some Ring of Honor and TNA. Now we're going to talk about WWE stars who shouldn't win the Royal Rumble. We're going to talk about men and the women. And then, of course, my next segment, we're going to talk about people who should win the Royal Rumble. So make sure you stay tuned for the next 2 segments. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage. Join me here in about 25 seconds. So, hey, do not go anywhere.